Hello, welcome to Evelyn Colors. Today I'm coloring a page from the Bob Ross Color by Number book. I am using colored pencils and I have my little key, and I want you to go grab your coloring book and whatever you want to color with, and let's color and chat today. Now, the color pencils that I'm using are from Prisma, Premier, and also Castle Arts. Now, normally when I do a color by number page, I do not use colored pencils because it takes too long to be coloring with some colored pencils. But for this video, I decided to use my colored pencils. Now, you should know that this video is sped up, okay? Just in case you're wondering, I am actually doing a voiceover and I wanted to talk to you about some things. So we're having a color and chat, color along as they call it. I'm new to the community and new to making coloring videos, so I don't know the terms and everything, but do know I think this is a color along and you can just color along with me. You can listen to what I'm talking about. I will be chatting in this video just a little bit, and I will also play music as well. So let's have some fun. I have a question. Do you like watching people color? Do you like color alongs? And if you do you like to listen to people talk, or do you prefer music? Here's my thing. I like to watch people color, and I like to hear them talk, but only if they are telling me how to do what they're doing, if that makes sense. And also, I prefer to listen to music, but most of the time if I'm watching somebody color, I'm coloring myself and I'm in a whole different world. But let me know, what do you prefer? Do you prefer to listen to people talking or just simply listening to music? Drop it in the comment section for me, please. I have a question to ask you, another one I guess. I'm using the Prisma Premier colored pencils as well as the Castle Art colored pencils. Let me know if you've used either one of those, and if you like them, what are your thoughts? Now for me, I do like the Prismas, but I'm beginning to not like them because they tend to be way too waxy for me. I actually like a soft core, but I like it to be more of a dry, less waxy coating on the paper. But the Prisma colored pencils are vibrant, and I like how the colors just burst out. But they also leave little crumbs that smear. It's a waxy pencil, and I'm beginning to think I don't really like waxy pencils. Let me know what you think about these two colored pencils, the Prisma Premier as well as the Castle Arts. Now the Castle Arts that I'm using today, they are just the regular Castle Arts. They're not the Castle Art Gold. Although I do have the Castle Arts Gold, I'm not using that in this video today. I'm just using the regular Castle Arts. Let me know what you think. Do you like a good story? Well, if you don't, I'm going to share it with you anyway. But I do know most people love to hear other people's stories. I want you to know how I got into adult coloring. It wasn't something I planned to do. It was something that just happened because I would say some years ago, I bought an adult coloring book, but I never ever colored in it. I never did. And that was one of the first books that I'd ever purchased, but I never colored in it. Let's fast forward to 2023, when I decided that I would take a break from social media. I actually had put in for my social media accounts to be deleted. And while I was waiting for the 30-day period for my accounts to be deleted, I took an interest in adult coloring. I started watching YouTube videos, and what I discovered is that, I like this. Now, I've always been interested in art, but I'm not an artist. I can draw, and I am a little bit artistic, but not so much so where, hey, I can make money from it. But coloring piqued my interest, and I went and bought me a coloring book and some coloring pencils, or colored pencils. And I started coloring, and I kept watching videos and trying to improve my skills. I bought not only colored pencils, but I bought gel pens and I bought markers, and I just kept coloring. But one of the funny things is I already had a set of alcohol markers that I had bought years ago. I had never ever used them. So I started using them before I bought some more alcohol markers. But I share that with you to say this. I started coloring after I came off of my social media break. During that time when I was coloring, I got a lot of clarity about what it is that I need to do and that I want to do. It helped me not be so worried and uptight about some of the things that I was dealing with at the time. And one of the things that I was dealing with is that I have a YouTube channel, and it's not in the coloring niche. It's in more of, I was doing hair. So I decided that I would take a break from that channel, and then I decided that I would probably not upload any more videos there. But that didn't come to me until after I started coloring. The more I started coloring, the more my mind became open. I got clarity about what it is that I needed to do. I just kept coloring. One of the things that I also noticed that happened for me when it comes to coloring is that I wasn't worried about anything. Clarity came. It's like I knew exactly what I needed to do and what I wanted to do, and I wasn't afraid to go for it. Coloring also helped me to be less stressed. It helped me to be more calm. It helped me to be more relaxed. The more I colored, the more I enjoyed the process. It is like therapy. It helped me to be able to make better decisions. While I'm coloring, my mind is actually on what I'm doing. But I realized that doing the coloring, I am able to make better decisions. I don't know how that works, but I'm more confident in my decisions. I don't second guess myself. I'm more calm and secure, I would say. So I wanted to share that with you because sometimes all we need to do is just take a break from things, unplug from the digital world, and get creative and get a hobby. Do something that you enjoy, something that is yours, that you don't have to worry about if you are doing it right or wrong. You just enjoying it for the fun of doing it. You just enjoy it because it makes you come alive. And that's what coloring did for me. And that's why I created this YouTube channel. I wanted to color, but also I wanted to let people know that things don't have to be as bad as we make them to be, because we're up here wasting brain energy worried about things that we have no control over, when all we have to do is pick up a coloring book or get a hobby. If we pick that coloring book, start coloring. Don't try to be a perfectionist. And that's something that I don't really strive to do. I want to learn the process of coloring and how to put colors together and make a page pop and just look good with the color coordinating of what's on that page. But I'm not hard on myself when it comes to something not looking good. I just try to use my creativity and put the colors on the page. And that is actually what helps me and can help you to unleash your creativity. You don't have to worry about if it looks good or if it doesn't. I never compare how my pictures look to other people. I'm just coloring because I love coloring. I love the joy of coloring. It is definitely something that is beneficial not only for your mind. It helps you in so many different ways. For it helps you with your body, your spirit, and your soul, as well as your mind. And I know for a fact that after I started coloring, I became more calm. I was better at making decisions for myself and feeling confident that what I'm deciding to do is the right thing. But I didn't want to talk too much about that, but I wanted to share that with you just in case you were wondering how I got into coloring. Another thing you should know about me when it comes to art, I am slightly artistic, not autistic, but artistic. I can draw if I work at it. When I was probably in middle school, I could draw, but it's not something that I worked on. Nobody really pushed me to do art. I recall when I was in the 8th grade having a very good art teacher. She showed us how to do certain type of calligraphy letters, and to this day I know how to do those letters. So I am somewhat of a creative person, and doing adult coloring has helped me to get back into my creative self and to find that creative self that I once was, and to dig deep and just do it. If you have a story and you don't mind letting me know in the comment section how you got started in adult coloring, and also if you noticed if it makes a difference in your overall health and well-being, let me know in the comment section. I really want to know that, because I really do believe there is a connection going on here with this coloring and our well-being. For me, I noticed that things have gotten so much better for me, and I don't worry about things that I don't have control over. I just let the chips fall where they may, and I enjoy my coloring, and that keeps me in a better place mentally, physically, spiritually, all of that. So let me know in the comment section what sparked your interest in coloring. I would love to know. Do you know that when I first started coloring, I avoided coloring mandalas? Yeah, I avoided those like the plague because they look too hard. It looked like I would have to think too much, and I just knew that mandalas were not the thing that I wanted to color. But for some reason, I have recently started enjoying coloring mandalas. The coloring of mandalas is something that I never thought that I would do, because I thought they were too complicated, too complex. But once I started coloring them, they started coming together, and I could see how the colors would flow and how I could create something different, something that nobody else would ever replicate again. You can't copy a mandala. I guess you can if you want to, but it's just something that you're totally coming up with your color combinations that you want to put together. But yeah, I avoided mandalas like they were a plague, but now I can't get enough of them. I enjoy coloring them because they are relaxing, they are calming, they just do something for me. And what I love the most is after I finish the mandala, how it looks. It looks totally different from what I would have envisioned. Let me ask you a question. What do you like coloring the most? You already know that I like coloring mandalas the most, but I thought I would enjoy coloring people, but I don't enjoy coloring people I don't. So for me, I don't really buy a lot of books that have people in them. And I might have a couple of books that have people, but I tend to not reach for those books because I enjoy coloring more nature scenes, more of the mandalas. I like coloring flowers, nature, butterflies, animals, things like that. I don't per se reach for books where I'm coloring a person or people. I don't know why. I'm just not drawn to that. But let me know, what are some of your favorite things to color and also your least favorite things to color? Let me know in the comments. When I color, most of the time when I color, I tend to put on something to listen to. It can be a podcast or a video of someone sharing a message or some type of information. So I tend to play that while I'm coloring. But sometimes I just color in silence. I don't have to have anybody talking in the background. I can just listen to silence. But normally when you're coloring, you're not really listening to silence. You're listening to the thoughts in your mind. And those thoughts in your mind, they are giving you the direction you need. If you have a major decision to make, then while you're coloring, you may be thinking about how you're going to proceed. That's what I meant when I said earlier that I had a YouTube channel that I was trying to figure out what I needed to do on, and it didn't really come to me until after I started coloring. I got a lot of clarity. So, but sometimes, especially if I'm coloring with markers, I like to listen to something. But when I'm coloring with pencils, I don't necessarily like to listen to anything because I'm paying attention more so on how I am using those pencils and me trying to get shadows and highlight certain areas, and I'm focused so on that. And so what I do is I tend not to listen to anything when I'm using colored pencils. Which brings me to this question. When you color, do you listen to music or some type of podcast or a message or even a YouTube video? Let me know. Most of the time though, I will listen to something to kind of give me something to listen to. But when I need to quell that noise, I do not listen to anything. I want time alone with my thoughts, and it helps with me making decisions and being able to get clarity. I don't want to hear a whole lot of noise in the background sometimes. I just want quietness. Let me know. Do you like to hear things? Do you color better when it's very quiet, or do you need something in the background for you to listen to? Drop that in the comments if you made it this far. One thing that you are going to learn about me if you stick around on my channel is that I don't necessarily like to talk while I'm coloring. And I don't do that when I'm coloring and I'm not filming. So it's hard for me to color and talk at the same time. So guess what? I don't do it. I will either film myself coloring and then play music in the background, which is what I'm going to do after I finish talking. Or I will film myself and then come back and do a voiceover, which is what I'm doing now. But I just can't color and talk. It's just like trying to chew bubble gum and talk at the same time. Not chew and talk, but chew bubble gum and walk at the same time. I can't color and talk and record and film and all that. I haven't got to that point, But you know what? I don't think that I really would want to do that, because I know as a person who likes to watch coloring videos, I would prefer to see somebody coloring and maybe hear the music or something in the background. But I don't really per se care to hear a lot of talking unless the person is explaining to me how they are, for example, highlighting something with a colored pencil, or how they are shading and what they are doing. But other than that, I prefer it to be music, or, you know, just coloring. Because most of the time I'm not going to listen. It'll be on mute and I'll be looking at what you're doing, especially if you're not telling me how you're doing it. Let me know what you like. What type of videos do you prefer to watch when it comes to coloring? Do you just like to watch a person do something, or do you want to hear them just carry on conversation while they are coloring? That's something that I find hard to do. I cannot color and talk at the same time, because I don't do that in real life. I just pretty much color in silence, or I color while I'm listening to something. Let me know in the comments. Again, if you have made it this far, let me know. here is the great reveal. Check it out. What do you think? I think it is beautiful. It is a work of art. Now, it took a long time for me to finish this masterpiece, but it was so worth it. Let me know what you think. As always, thank you so much for watching. And until next time, you know what you got to do. Do you know what that is? Well, if you don't know, let me remind you. Until next time, keep